This full moon energy in Aries is directing us towards our highest good so that we can recreate a new identity and co-create our reality from the highest version of our highest good. Stay tuned because I'm going to share with you 5 ways that will help you align with your highest good. Let's go! Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe phase fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today I'm going to give you an energy update for the full moon in Aries on October 13th, 14th, depending upon where you live. But I'm also going to talk about today being 10/10. The 10/10 portal is basically the gateway opening up, I should say, it's the portal opening the gateway to the full moon that we have in Aries coming up here in just a few days. And I'm also going to share with you what they mean leading up and the alignment of that, because that's really what this energy is all about, is coming into alignment with your highest good. And that means to do that, you're being called up to up level. You're being called to elevate. And we have been the whole time, but it's another cycle. And the reason it's coming through in this way right now is because we're creating these new identities from the higher self as we go into 2020, the year 2020, in order to embody, embrace, integrate, and align with the highest good that we have coming forward, which means we still have some transitional work and some things to go through here to kind of go up a notch. And I want to share with you 5 things to know that will help you elevate, help you align with your highest good during this energy. So when it comes to the 10/10 portal, I want to start there, what that means. So the 10/10 really represents alignment. It's alignment, so that the 1 and the 1 is coming into harmonic balance of full alignment with yourself and your thoughts, feelings, your actions. But also that meaning your head and your heart and your masculine and your feminine, your right brain, your left brain, and your higher soul and your lower 3D self, and your internal vibration with your external reality. And this is the part I've been saying for a while. We're bringing this into reality. So it's coming into alignment with the highest good and matching that to create it into our 3D reality. So in that, the 10/10 portal represents alignment with yourself, but because of the 0 representing the omega, the alpha, the beginning, the ending, and a full circle, basically that's coming into you. Coming into alignment creates alignment with source. I'm going to be talking more about what that means, how to do it, the phases and stages of that as I go through the series that I'm going through with the Twin Flames Redefined series. So make sure to check out at the end of this video. I'll have a link to that series. So if you've not got plugged into that, that's going to be a lot of new information that I'm working on to help you make this transition into this alignment with your highest good and bring it into your reality. But at the end of the day, then let's kind of merge that with this Aries energy. So Aries is like the new sign in the zodiac. It's the first sign, and it's about new beginnings, and it's also about fire and passion and bringing into light those parts of you that are coming from a place of heart's desire with the fire of creation, where, for instance, taking that with the sun in Libra, we're focusing these things primarily with ourself, that vibration will align us within everything once we align with source, with everything in our life, love, and our livelihood. So basically, the Aries sign is about the new beginning of how you go forward, creating your new self, with doing so from a place of elevated thoughts, patterns, and breaking out of the loops of our old patterns and our old ways that we're reprogramming basically. And so in that, we have elevated our soul. And now what we're needing to do in this aligning with the highest good is we're needing to maintain our vibration. And how do we do that from a place of shifting it through our own process of this, integrating the new part and sides of ourselves? Because as we unfold this process, we've opened up to, in this alignment of all that is, we've opened up to sides of our shadows. That this alignment of this energy is, and full moon is taking us also into the deep parts of the shadows in order to connect with those to, at this stage of the game, not look at it from a place of I have to eliminate you, and not look at it from a place of like sabotaging yourself that you're still there, but looking at it as a side of yourself that's going to exist, and then loving from that space, creating from that space and acceptance, and using that to like unfold all of your pieces that you can then collect like all these fragments to create the wholeness in all of you, and then honor you from all of those sides that will always exist. And, you know, in this elevation, then what we're in this recreation of this new beginning and this energy that can help us is we are, you know, we're elevating our heart. We've been elevating our heart to shift from head to logic to heart language. But now it's helping us to align with those heart's desires. And another big thing I'm seeing with people in this energy is elevating the state of the body, physical body. And I talked about that in one of my last videos, that we are bring this into form. We're manifesting through this through our physical state. And that means we're going through a real physical development within our habits of our 3D self and our reality. And I'm seeing people over and over, myself included in some of these, like we're focusing more on health and habits that are going to create, they got to keep the high vibration, but going to be a part of us aligning with the highest version of ourselves, because these things don't necessarily serve as purpose anymore, such as, say, alcohol or bad routines, or maybe we're not happy with our physical appearance and we need to focus more on the health side of that, the fitness side of that, have more fun. I'm hearing people every day say, I can't drink alcohol anymore, I can't drink coffee anymore, you know, and myself included in this from those standpoints. And I've told you guys also, I've been shifting more into this plant-based diet and connecting to that. So this energy and these 5 things that can help you focus on aligning with the highest good can help you in this portal to really, I guess what I want to sum up with that before I go into the 5 things is I want to just bring it full circle of the point. And the point is that you are recreating a new version of you from the higher self. And now you're trying to align with the highest good of what that is for you. And in doing so, you're going to the next level, in that is going to create issues such as resistance and change that still has to take place, or shadows that still need to be revealed to us to find another part of ourselves. But the key here is you do no longer in this new energy have to focus on the past or the old identity or the shadow side. It's the pivotal moment to, in this new identity, really be focusing on who is your future self. What does your future life look like? What does your future relationships look like? Which is what Libra is taking us through this entire month of coming into more relationship harmony, including with this alignment I'm talking about. But in addition to that, to do that, we have to have that alignment with a great relationship, or any relationship. We have to have that relationship with ourselves. So we're still doing a little bit of the self integration of this. But again, you do not no longer have to think you have to be perfect or have it right before you can move into the future. If you really want to make this pivotal moment, you got to get shifted into the future, and you got to align with what your future self wants. And that's one of the things that I want to share with you in the 5 things that can help you align with the highest good and your future self. So the first thing is then you need to focus on the future self. And really what that means is that you need to get really clear and gain some clarity on what that looks like. You need to, again, I mentioned this, but you got to stop focusing on the past. You got to stop focusing on what you have left to clean up. And we need to also reprogram the idea that we've created all these programs that's been focused on past, that's been focused on we're going to do all this inner work and we're going to take all this action from a place of what more do I have to clean up. But at this point, you're creating more of it if you keep looking in the past. So you need to focus on your future self that will keep you directed into a place of your highest good, because knowing that that's where you're going to recreate, like basically not thinking also in that you even need another lesson to be able to grow and expand. That's only attracting more lessons for you. And so in this pivotal time, if you go ahead and focus on that future self, you can start to define what it is you want. What do you see in that space? And get out of the mindset that like that not being worthy or not being good enough or the how you're going to get there, because that's the block of getting there. It's not about how you're going to get there. You got to know where you're going first. And that's kind of what I'm saying here. What is your highest desire? What brings you abundance? What brings you joy? What brings you, what does your relationship look like with a beloved? What does your relationship look like with your family and your friends and having fun? And what do you want your livelihood to look like? And do you want to make meaningful money and those sorts of things? So the energy right now needs to be forward focused on the future self, so you can start to really open that portal. You won't know right straight away. People think they're going to do that to the place of seeing it and being the end. It's going to be another excavation, but differently. More like, instead of the excavating the dinosaurs that we did to purify our past, it's more like going up the stairway to heaven, to finding more of our higher self and our highest good and our highest vibration. And another thing about that, you got to realize sometimes in that, when I say highest good, it's going to be a ladder going up. It doesn't mean you're going to go straight to the highest good, but you got to start putting your attention and your energy and your effort in the things that are going to move you up one step at a time, so that you're attracting more and more of the good, because it's helping you feel better and you're feeling more joy and you're feeling more abundance, and that's going to recreate more abundance for you that will keep you elevating one step at a time towards the highest part. And I'm going to share with you then number 2 is the stretch, going up the ladder, being called up. It causes us to search for something greater. Like our soul automatically knows to search for something greater. But as we start moving, no matter where we are at, if we get complacent, there's always more to learn, right? So our soul has been calling for this forward motion. But the problem is where you're getting stuck is the surrendering to the highest good. So that's the number 2. You need to surrender to the highest good. And the reason you're having problems surrendering to that is because it requires change. It requires letting go of something that doesn't serve you purpose anymore. And we've been doing enough letting go. But see, now it's not necessarily letting go of the past or, the things that are negative. It might be letting go of something we found to be very valuable that helped us get where we are. But at this stage of the game, it now no longer serves purpose. And so then this creates another loop. And the loop being a battle that's created within that causes resistance, that, you have to then, it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because the loop inside is taking you through these layers and cycles of processing and integrating for surrender to keep moving. We did the same thing as we were going and processing the past. But if you can just change your patterns of what you created to do that, of thinking you have to spend all this time processing, you have to spend all this time integrating. If you can just choose to surrender to your highest good, it will step you up a notch. And that is going to call for some of the trust involved in this too. So that in the trust, then it allows you to know that you don't know the direction or the outcome, but you can still stay unattached, but you can still be moving forward by putting your energy into things that's going to make you feel good and feel better. Number 3 is finding the balance in your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions. Because as we go up this ladder, it's going to create the resistance that I talked about, and then it's choosing to let go of that battle. When we can find the balance in these thoughts, feelings, and actions, we're coming into the alignment of a place of that letting go of that fine line between resistance and surrender. We're letting go of the idea that we have to necessarily be in control of the outcome, because I can promise you the highest good is better than what you can think. Because if we thought about what our highest good was, we wouldn't be able to think big enough to bring in what it is that the universe is trying to deliver, or that ourselves are co-creating from our higher selves, because we can't think that big in a human body, mind, consciousness. And we are being blessed and being showered upon with blessings and abundance that's bigger that you can do, that you could create from your human mind. And I keep telling people all the time that we are in a place of having done all this work, and now the universe is trying to deliver double for our trouble, but we're having trouble being open to receiving that. But when you can find the balance in these things, and you choose to, like, say, to find this balance and to get out of these loops, number 1 is to get out of the mental loop. Because what happens in the mental loop, it's okay to go through a layer of surrender. But when you go through a loop that comes to the mental aspect of the repeat of the over and over cycle that ends up at a dead end, no resolution, trying to basically pulls you out of alignment with your peace, and it pulls you out of alignment with the peace, purpose, passion, and power. You are being pulled out of alignment with your highest good. And one of the things that can help you shift that, though, is in whatever that situation is, if you can find the innocence in it, and then you can start to view whatever that situation is through the eye of your heart and not your head, that will definitely help you surrender to the head-heart battle. But you really got to make a conscious choice that you choose to step out of the mental loops and view the situation through the eye of your heart, so that you can then find and stay in all your actions in a place of peace, purpose, passion, and power. Because if you're trying to make actions that are pulling you out of your highest good, you won't feel good about it. You won't feel settled about it. And you won't feel in alignment, because you're being pulled out of alignment. And you'll know if you're in alignment if you stay in peace, purpose, passion, and power. That is alignment for your highest good. That will then help you find the balance between your thoughts, feelings, your emotions, and your actions, so that your actions start to follow in the direction of your new patterns of action and implementation of the new patterns that you need to create, so that you can say, for instance, first of all, I guess, let go of the destructive patterns. But we get caught up in that perception that if we're in a pattern period, that it's destructive. And it's not. We're being templated to implement and integrate the new way to handle things that will direct us up the stairway to heaven towards our highest good. Number 4 is the fast track. We're on a fast track. Know that. We know we've been on one. But that this timeline is even faster than ever. And I know you guys have heard me say that. But what's happening is we're condensing all of this stuff that we failed to be in alignment with 4 years ago, 4 and 5 years ago, that the universe sort of set us up for. We failed our mission. And now what's happening is we're being funneled in through all of this gateway of this quantum entanglement with everyone that's creating this speed up of connection with other people, bringing in other people into your life that's representing twin flame connections, which is really just the mere reflection of yourself. And in that, it's causing to illuminate the shadow, to create the wake up that's going to cause a purge. Because the minute you wake up, you can't stay in that space, because you don't unbirth a baby. And when you wake up, you never go backwards. And you have to now follow through with the action and finding the balance and going through the surrender so you can reach the highest good. And, I'm seeing people right now, because of this shift is happening so fast, and myself included in this. Even myself has been in the last week, I can't even tell you, this massive, condensed, compounded everything that is purging to the depths of the deepest spots yet, honestly. And I didn't even know that's possible. And yes, there's a fight in that. And yes, I've basically lived what I'm telling you over the last week to be able to be here to tell you that the goal, though, of that is from the higher realm side and our collective side is that we are trying to, of course, raise the collective consciousness to this. But in doing that, we're collapsing certain timelines. So certain things that could have been, we presented with a choice that we can make a choice to choose a direction that would have been a direction had it aligned, but we have already bypassed the vibration of the alignment in the physical reality. So that's pulling us away from what we thought in the past. And now we're already on to what is next, to the highest good, because we're in another place. And because our mind can't process this fast, then what's happening is people are having, in the dream state, they're having, it shuts down our consciousness, it shuts down our resistance, it shuts down our control. And in the dream state, all of this stuff is happening. Over the last month, I've had dreams, and they've just picked up over the last week. And everyone I'm talking to is just having all these bizarre type dreams that are really deep reflections to help, basically go through this purging aspect, to also go through this upgrading aspect. That's basically what I'm telling you on a fast track. You don't have to go through all of the chaos, the crap, and the confusion anymore. It's being sped up so you can jump a few stairs and you can run up those stairs rather than being like in the past, being pulled up the stair to get out of hell. We were, you think that would be, we'd run out of hell, we'd run out of it, right? Well, no, we were being pulled out of that because we were having trouble letting go. Now, we're kind of being done the same thing, but we're at this neutrality place and we're being pulled to heaven, and we can resist that too. But it's happening faster than you can even have any control over, because the scale has tipped and the vibration is speeding up your processing. So this energy that is in this full moon and this portal today and this Aries energy and everything setting up for the new beginning, to create the new identity, to step into your new version of you, new version of you in 2020, into your highest self. And that will continue to progress, because we will never stop progressing as long as we are a spiritual being in a human body. We signed up for this, which means we got to stop digging up the dinosaurs, and we got to look forward to what our future self and future life looks like. Number 5, we got to go apart to pull together. We got to fall apart to find ourselves. So many people, I keep hearing, it feels like everything's falling apart. Everything's been ripped away, and people are still trying to hang on and hold on. And this goes from within ourselves, our life, our love, livelihood. Job changes are taking place. But really where it stems from is the role reversals that I talk about, that in the role reversals start within. So we basically, wherever we're out, whatever we're projecting, that is where we need light brought to the attention that we've been avoiding, which is this energy right now. Anything that you have been avoiding or that you have not fully awakened to, or that you've maybe been refusing to see, this energy and this timeline is bringing light on that shadow, so that within that shadow, you will create whatever the circumstances you need. You will bring in whoever it is you need to take you into that shadow, so that way you can basically find more of yourself, of your shadow and your light, which then means the person, say for instance, that came in to give you the shadow, you're gonna attract somebody of the opposite of what you desire to bring in. So they're going to come in and you're going to be wanting to move, say, in one direction that's going to maybe potentially keep you moving with what you desire, but in that you have been avoiding this part of seeing yourself to reach that level of yourself in your highest version. So it's going to take you deeper into your deeper version so that you can create the contrast within yourself, and those polarities that they take you to is going to bring light to what you've been avoiding to get to the opposite end of what you need to get to the end you want. Now that's some deep shit. I have an entire video coming on that. It's in my series, so stay tuned on that. But the contrast really is hitting some of the wounds and digging that up. But the goal within that is to find neutrality within yourself. So if you are in a place of, say, moving forward with, say, this highest good or highest time, I would say highest partner, okay? And then, you're bringing in someone that potentially isn't in that role. They're basically going to be hitting you within the shadows of yourself so that you can open up more of you in that space. And in the connection with them, it does the same thing. That's why you've attracted them in, and they are needing to find more of themselves on the opposite end of you as well. Like basically they're needing to find where you're at, and you're needing to find more and be brought into deeper within what you haven't saw yet. And then that brings you a neutrality. And then with that person, you will then either, because this is considered a role reversal within yourself. You're in one polarity, one direction, and you break that apart. You role reverse within you, and you come into the new self. I've said this before. But the person or the situation that's helping you do that, they will also either, as you break apart, I always say, you have to help each other break apart in order to basically find yourself, but then you have to stay open to allow these people to also heal you, whether it be in 3D or 5D, their purpose for you. Meaning they may not even necessarily have to stay in your reality or going to come back into your reality, but in that space, you will continue to see the lessons that they have taught you, because they're helping you heal those other sides of you that's opposite of the contrast that you were trying to strive for, to get neutrality between the polarities of that inner shift and balance. And if you're meant to align with that person, you will continue that journey until that contract's complete, and it comes into then reversal roles between two of you reversing, and this is the whole twin flame journey, that then you reconnect in a way that you're both whole and complete in the new way after you're in the new way, or you move on different planes and different vibrations that keeps you both moving in your elevated states and your parallel paths in maybe your own directions. So that is the twin flame journey in a nutshell as well, especially in the defining part of this twin flame redefined concept that I keep being shown. So, all right, well, happy 10/10 portal. Please make sure that you subscribe and like, and also know that a lot of people ask me that they, why is my channel not doing better, or, getting more hits or views or likes or subscribers. And I want you to know what you do helps. So by commenting helps, by subscribing helps, by hitting the thumbs up helps. So please support. If this message is something that tunes into you and my message in general and my channel, please support that so collectively we can get this new redefined twin flame journey message out there to more people, because it will promote the channel by doing that. And so again, much love to you. One other thing I did want to say, every new full moon, or most of every new full moon, I offer my Twin Flame Codebreaker book. So at basically for free. And I'll make sure there's a link below here, but on that 24-hour period of the 13th, it should be free. So if you have not got plugged into that, you can check that out in the link below. Make sure to check out all the ways that you can glow forward with me. Make sure that you check out my resources below, especially the 30-day Unlock Your Passion project that will keep you directed towards your new identity, your future self, and help you create from the higher state of being. Much love to you, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.